We must defend our autonomy. We must make our decisions with complete autonomy and remain politically neutral. Politically neutral does not mean having nothing to say, but it's about defending a certain number of principles. Indeed, Donald Trump is a president who has a certain personality, let's say it this way, and who can sometimes be quite disconcerting. So, we will obviously need a president who is firm with his principles, and who is capable of standing up for positions held by the sports movement. But I would say that the idea of bringing people together peacefully through sport has never been more modern, and this is the message I would obviously pass on to President Trump. So, I imagine the new president of the IOC, whoever he is, and I pictured myself in that position, in the Oval Office, in a discussion with President Trump, and we have seen that sometimes those discussions don't go according to plan, and I tell you, there are several topics to be discussed, but there are two main ones from our point of view. Indeed, there's the subject of the World Anti-Doping Agency today. I'm a firm believer of the fact that we need an international anti-doping organization, WADA, that is strengthened, and for that, obviously the United States must be within it, because USADA is also a major player in the fight against doping. There is work to be done. We know that there isn't necessarily a multilateralist vision in America. However, the fight against doping knows no borders. So, we need international organizations with powerful national organizations like USADA. So, the two must be able to and must work together. There are three issues that, in my opinion, must be highlighted regarding transgender people. First, we respect human rights and people's choice to live as they wish and therefore to transition for those who wish to do so. Second point, transgender athletes are warmly welcome in the world of sport and are encouraged to participate in sport. Third point, and this is the question, the third is how can transgender people joining competitions affect fair competition, and is it a fundamental right to be able to compete in the category of one's choice? Maybe past election procedures didn't necessarily make the presidents of international federations members of the IOC, and then after a while they were, but without having been elected, because international federations can sometimes be powerful and can also generate a certain amount of fear. But I have a second hat, which is that I am also president of the National Olympic Committee, and all the presidents, whether President Bach or President Rog before him, were president of the German and Belgian NOCs, respectively. So, my case is also that of an NOC president being a candidate. I'm also familiar with this important aspect of Olympism. I'd say that it's an advantage to be president of an NOC and president of an international federation at the same time, therefore, to know what the two pillars are for serving athletes, who are obviously the main actors. The idea is that over the course of 8 or even 12 years, it depends, the games will be awarded to continents or countries we have never been to, and among them, I believe that Africa has the potential to one day host the Olympic Games. I made the same statement when I was elected president of the International Cycling Union. It took me 8 years to get there, finally. It will be this year in Kigali, Rwanda, and I am convinced that Africa has the energy, the talent to organize the Olympic Games. There is so much soul in Africa, there's an energy when you visit this continent, there is youth, and above all, there is real development, a knowledge that is growing. So yes, Africa has potential, but it may take a little longer. But let's work on it together with potential candidates. A country is not destined to be suspended indefinitely by the IOC. So yes, we will naturally have to raise this issue with the Russian NOC after the peace treaty, to see how we can get out of this situation. The IOC is still an organization where debate must be contextualized. It's a place where evolution, rather than revolution, takes place.
Ça fait toujours un peu bizarre. Ce serait bien de vous faire poser avec le portrait de...